There are some families whose stories refuse to fade into the quiet dust of history. Families whose secrets are whispered in shadows, whose pasts are tangled with darkness and mystery. The Damnation Family is one of those families. Their tale is not just eerie or unsettling. It is a chilling saga that has haunted generations. Tonight, you're about to step inside their world. A world where love and despair collide, where passion hides beneath sinister motives, and where nothing is ever quite as it seems. From the outside, the Damnation estate might seem like any other grand old mansion, perched on a hill overlooking the sleepy town below. But behind those towering walls and heavy oak doors lies a labyrinth of secrets and silent cries. The story begins with the last generation, Elena and Marcus Damnation, a couple whose love was as fierce as the storms that often battered their home. Their romance was the kind that songs are written about, intense, magnetic, and yet wrapped in tragedy from the very start. But what dark forces were lurking behind their seemingly perfect facade? What choices did they make that would echo through their family's fate for decades? As we unravel this sinister tale, you'll meet a cast of characters who each played their part in weaving the family's haunting history. A jealous sibling whose envy turned into madness, a loyal friend hiding a dangerous secret, and a mysterious stranger whose arrival changed everything. Each character carries a piece of the puzzle, and their intertwined stories will pull you deeper into a web of love, betrayal, and darkness. Have you ever wondered how far someone would go to protect the person they love? Or what it means to carry the weight of a family's curse on your shoulders? These are the questions at the heart of the Damnation Family story. Their legacy challenges us to look beyond appearances, to question what is truly real, and to confront the shadows we all carry within. As we explore their story, I invite you to think about your own family's secrets. What stories have been left untold? What truths might be hiding just beneath the surface, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's turn this into a conversation, a journey together into the dark corners of the human heart. But beware, this is not just a tale to be heard. It's a story to be felt, each twist pulling you closer to the edge, each revelation darker than the last. By the end of this video, you'll be left questioning everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and the fine line between passion and doom. And just when you think you might find some answers, the story will take a turn that no one sees coming. The secrets of the Damnation Family are far from fully revealed. What happened to Elena after that fateful night? What shadowy figure lurks in the background, watching and waiting? The truth is buried deep, and we're only just beginning to scratch the surface. So, stay with me, because the story of the Damnation Family is more than a mere legend. It's a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of ourselves, wrapped in romance and tragedy. Before we dive deeper, I'd love to know, if you had to choose between saving someone you love and protecting your family's secrets, what would you do? Vote in the poll or share your thoughts below. This is a journey into darkness, but also a journey into the heart, where love and despair intertwine in the most unexpected ways. The Damnation Family's history is waiting for you. Will you dare to uncover it? The night after that fateful evening, the mansion seemed colder somehow, as if the very walls were mourning what had happened, or perhaps warning those who dared to enter. Elena sat by the window, her eyes tracing the jagged lightning that split the sky. Her mind was a whirlwind of emotions: love, fear, doubt, and a haunting question she dared not voice aloud. Marcus had always been her rock, the one steady presence in a world that too often seemed cruel and unpredictable. Yet, lately, she sensed a change in him, a darkness creeping in, a shadow she couldn't reach no matter how hard she tried. Their love had begun like a flame, fierce and bright. They met during a stormy night much like this one, years before, when Elena, fresh from the city, first arrived at the estate. Marcus was unlike anyone she had ever known, intense, brooding, with a kindness that seemed almost fragile beneath his stern exterior. Their connection was instant, the kind of magnetic pull that made the world around them disappear. Yet, beneath the passion was a secret, one Marcus carried silently, like a wound hidden beneath a bandage. Elena's curiosity about Marcus' past was both a source of fascination and frustration. The family had been shrouded in mystery for generations, their name whispered in town with a mix of fear and intrigue. Some said the Damnations were cursed. Others believed the estate itself held dark magic. Elena wanted to believe in the love they shared, but the rumors clung to her like a stubborn fog. One afternoon, while wandering through the estate's dusty library, Elena stumbled upon a series of old journals hidden behind a false panel in the bookshelf. The leather-bound volumes were brittle and yellowed with age, filled with scrawled entries from ancestors long gone. As she read, the family's tragic history unfolded before her eyes. A history of broken hearts, betrayals, and inexplicable disappearances. One entry, dated nearly a century ago, spoke of a pact made in desperation, a decision that forever stained the Damnation name. Elena couldn't shake the feeling that understanding this past might be the key to saving her future with Marcus. But the more she uncovered, the more danger seemed to close in around her. Strange figures appeared in the shadows at night. Neighbors who once greeted her warmly now looked away, as if afraid to meet her gaze. Letters arrived with no sender, cryptic warnings that chilled her to the bone. The mansion, with all its grandeur, had become a cage she longed to escape but couldn't. Meanwhile, Marcus battled his own demons. His nights were restless, haunted by memories and guilt he could not share. His love for Elena was genuine, but the weight of the family legacy pressed heavily on him. He wanted to protect her from the darkness that clung to his bloodline, yet every secret he kept drove a wedge between them. The tension simmered beneath their conversations, moments of tenderness interrupted by silence and unspoken fears. Their relationship was a delicate dance of trust and suspicion. Elena longed to break through Marcus' walls, to be the one he confided in. Marcus, torn between love and obligation, feared that revealing the truth would destroy everything they had built. Each glance, each touch, was charged with the weight of what remained unsaid. As days passed, strange occurrences became harder to ignore. Objects moved on their own, whispers echoed through empty hallways, and cold spots seemed to follow Elena wherever she went. The mansion was alive with secrets, and it was as if it was trying to communicate, or perhaps warn her. Friends from town urged her to leave, hinting at dangers they dared not explain. But Elena's heart held her fast. She was determined to unravel the mystery, even if it meant facing the darkness alone. One evening, a masked ball was held at the estate, a tradition the family kept alive despite the rumors. It was supposed to be a night of celebration, of rekindling old alliances and enjoying fleeting moments of joy. Elena wore a gown of deep crimson, the color of passion and danger, while Marcus appeared beside her in a tailored suit, his eyes dark and intense beneath the flickering candlelight. They moved together through the crowd, their chemistry undeniable, yet their smiles barely hiding the storm brewing just beneath the surface. Amid the swirling masks and laughter, Elena noticed a stranger watching her from the shadows, a man with sharp eyes and a presence that made the hairs on the back of her neck rise. He was not from town, that much was clear, and his interest in the Damnation family was unsettling. Their eyes met briefly, and in that moment, Elena felt a chill that had nothing to do with the night air. Who was he? What did he want? And how was he connected to the secrets she was desperate to uncover? As the night wore on, whispered conversations between guests hinted at old grudges and unfinished business. The past was alive in the room, weaving itself through every glance and gesture. Elena caught fragments of a story about a lost heir, a betrayal that shattered the family's foundation, and a love so forbidden it was said to have cursed the bloodline. Each piece of information only deepened the mystery, pulling Elena further into a dangerous game she wasn't sure she could win. But amidst the darkness, the romance between Elena and Marcus burned brighter than ever, a fragile beacon in a sea of shadows. Their stolen moments, brief touches, lingering looks, whispered promises, reminded them both of what was at stake. Love was their greatest strength and their greatest vulnerability. Could it survive the secrets threatening to tear them apart? As the night came to an end, Elena found herself alone on the mansion's veranda, the cool breeze carrying the scent of rain and something more elusive, something ancient and restless. The stranger was gone, but the questions remained. What was the true cost of the Damnation family's legacy? And would the love she shared with Marcus be enough to face the darkness ahead? Before we continue, I want to ask you, have you ever felt caught between love and a secret too heavy to share? What would you do if the person you trusted most was hiding a past that could destroy everything? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you're intrigued by this twisted romance filled with mystery and suspense, don't forget to like and subscribe for the next chapter of the Damnation family story. The shadows are deepening, and the truth is waiting. Are you ready to face it with us? The days following the masked ball were heavy with a silence that felt almost unnatural. Elena and Marcus found themselves drifting through a fragile routine, their conversations clipped and loaded with things left unsaid. The stranger's presence lingered like a shadow, and the secrets that had once seemed distant were now pressing close, demanding attention. Elena's mind was a whirlwind of questions, none more urgent than why Marcus seemed more withdrawn with each passing day. Marcus, on his part, wrestled with the weight of his heritage and the promises he had made to protect Elena from the dark truths of the Damnation name. His family's legacy was a burden he bore alone, yet the closer he grew to Elena, the harder it became to keep the past locked away. He wanted to share everything with her, the love, the pain, the fears, but feared the damage the truth might cause. Could their love survive when exposed to the full darkness of the family's past? Amidst this growing tension, a new figure emerged, Isabel, Marcus's younger sister, whose sharp eyes and quick wit masked a simmering resentment. Isabel had always lived in the shadow of her brother's quiet strength, but beneath her composed exterior was a storm of jealousy and ambition. She saw Elena as an intruder, a threat to the fragile balance she had maintained within the family. Isabel's motives were unclear. Was she trying to protect the family, or was she quietly weaving her own web of control? Their interactions crackled with unspoken rivalry. Elena sensed Isabel's cold assessments, each encounter a subtle battle for influence over Marcus and the family's future. Yet, beneath Isabel's stern facade was a woman wrestling with her own demons, caught between loyalty and a desire for freedom from the Damnation curse. The complicated dynamic between Elena, Marcus, and Isabel added layers of tension to an already volatile situation. Meanwhile, the mysterious stranger from the ball, whose name Elena learned was Gabriel, began to appear more frequently in the nearby town. Rumors spread of his true intentions. Was he a friend or foe? Some whispered he sought to uncover the truth behind the family's curse for reasons tied to his own past. Others suggested darker motives, that he was connected to an old vendetta that could spell disaster for the Damnations. Elena's curiosity about Gabriel grew, but so did her wariness. Could she trust him, or was he yet another piece in the dangerous game that surrounded her? At the same time, the estate itself seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Strange noises echoed through the halls. Whispers, footsteps, unexplained cold drafts that sent shivers down Elena's spine. Rooms that were once familiar now felt like traps, hiding secrets waiting to be uncovered. Late one evening, Elena discovered a hidden door behind the library's grand fireplace. What lay beyond it was a collection of letters and artifacts that hinted at forbidden romances and betrayals spanning generations. Each discovery deepened the mystery and the danger. In the midst of these unfolding events, Elena and Marcus clung to their moments together, fleeting as they were. Their love had become a fragile thread, tested by secrets, suspicions, and the growing pressure of forces neither fully understood. Each glance was loaded with longing and fear. Each touch was a desperate attempt to hold on before the shadows closed in. The question hung between them: how long could love survive when shadowed by such darkness? As Elena pieced together the fragments of the family's past and present, she found herself caught in a web of choices that could change everything. Should she confront Marcus about the secrets she felt slipping through the cracks, risking the fragile trust between them? Or should she pursue Gabriel's elusive truth, possibly opening a door that might never close? Meanwhile, Isabel watched silently, her intentions a mystery, her presence a constant reminder that not all within the family could be trusted. This tangled web of love, loyalty, and danger created a tension that simmered beneath every interaction. The romance between Elena and Marcus was no longer just a story of two hearts. It was a battleground where past and present collided, where trust was fragile and betrayal lurked around every corner. So, what would you do if you were in Elena's shoes? Would you risk everything for love, even if it meant diving deeper into a dangerous past? Or would you step back, protect yourself, and let the secrets remain buried? And what about Marcus? How do you think he should balance his loyalty to family with his love for Elena? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. What secrets do you think Gabriel is hiding? And how will Isabel's true intentions unfold? The story is far from over, and the next twists could change everything. As the night deepened outside the mansion, the tension inside was electric. Elena's heart raced as she prepared to face whatever the next day might bring, knowing that each step forward was a step further into the unknown. The romance was a fragile flame flickering against the darkness, but whether it would ignite into something powerful or be snuffed out by the shadows was a question only time could answer. The nights at the Damnation estate had grown colder, heavier, as if the house itself was holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable storm to break. Elena moved through the halls with a growing sense of urgency and dread. The pieces of the puzzle were no longer scattered. They were coming together in a way that both terrified and compelled her. Every shadow seemed to hide a secret. Every whispered word felt like a warning. The line between safety and danger blurred with each passing hour. Marcus had become distant, the weight of his silence heavier than ever. His eyes, once warm and reassuring, now held a flicker of something unspoken. Fear? Guilt? Or something darker? Elena's heart ached to reach him, to pull back the veil of secrecy, but the chasm between them widened with every secret he kept. Their love, once a fierce and bright flame, now flickered precariously against the cold wind of doubt and suspicion. Isabel's presence was more unsettling than ever. Her sharp glances, hushed conversations in empty rooms, and sudden disappearances added to the thickening tension. Elena couldn't tell if Isabel was a guardian or a threat, a sister trying to protect her brother or a shadow waiting to strike. The complicated web of family loyalty, jealousy, and hidden agendas was tightening around them all, making every interaction charged with suspicion. And then there was Gabriel. He had become an enigma, a puzzle Elena couldn't resist. His quiet confidence and inscrutable smile were like a challenge, daring her to uncover the truth he so carefully guarded. His arrival at the estate that evening, unannounced and unexpected, sent a ripple through the fragile calm. What did he want? Was he an ally, or was he playing a dangerous game with stakes higher than anyone could guess? That night, Elena found herself standing on the edge of everything she knew, her heart pounding as she stared out over the estate grounds under a moon shrouded in clouds. The storm was coming. Whether it was from outside or inside the mansion, she couldn't tell. All she knew was that the secrets she had tried to uncover were about to explode into the open, and nothing would ever be the same again. In the dim light of the library, Elena carefully unfolded one of the old letters she had found behind the hidden door weeks ago. The handwriting was shaky, the ink faded, but the message was clear. A confession, a warning, and a plea for forgiveness. It spoke of a love that defied family curses, of betrayals that shattered bonds, and of a price paid in blood and heartbreak. As Elena read, the weight of the Damnation Family's past pressed down on her, mingling with the fear of what was still to come. Suddenly, footsteps echoed down the corridor. Elena's breath caught in her throat. Was it Marcus, Isabel, or someone else? The door creaked open slowly, and the flicker of a candle revealed a figure in the doorway. A moment passed, a suspended breath, before the figure stepped inside, eyes glinting with a mixture of sorrow and resolve. The mansion seemed to pulse around them, the air thick with anticipation. Words unspoken hung heavy between them, and Elena knew that the moment of truth was near. But was she ready to face what would come? Could love truly withstand the shadows of the past? And what secrets would finally be revealed in the silence before the storm? Before we reach that breaking point, I want to ask you, what do you think the figure will say? Will it bring comfort or shatter what's left of their fragile trust? And what secret do you believe is the most dangerous, one that could destroy the family or save it? Share your thoughts and theories below. The climax is just around the corner, and the Damnation family's darkest hour is about to begin. Are you ready to face it? The figure who had stepped into the dim library was not who Elena expected. It wasn't Marcus, nor Isabel, but Gabriel, the mysterious stranger whose presence had unsettled the mansion for weeks. His eyes, usually calm and guarded, now flickered with something raw, almost desperate. In his hand, he clutched an old, worn photograph, one that sent a shiver down Elena's spine. As Gabriel approached, he placed the photo on the table with deliberate care. It was a picture of a young woman who looked eerily familiar, Elena herself. But the date scribbled on the back was decades old. The realization hit Elena like a cold wave. How could this be? Why was her image captured long before she had ever set foot in the Damnation estate? The questions multiplied, their weight suffocating. Gabriel's voice broke the heavy silence. You're more connected to this family's history than you realize, Elena. Your presence here isn't a coincidence. His words hung in the air, charged with a truth too powerful to ignore. He went on to reveal fragments of a hidden lineage, a secret pact, and a love story that stretched beyond time, one that intertwined with Elena's own bloodline. The revelation struck at the heart of everything Elena thought she knew. Her connection to the Damnation family wasn't by chance. It was written into her very existence. The romance she shared with Marcus, the tension, the secrets. It was all part of a larger, darker design. Suddenly, every moment of tenderness, every glance laden with unspoken words, took on a new, urgent meaning. Their love wasn't just personal. It was pivotal. Marcus appeared behind Gabriel, his face a storm of emotion. Anger, relief, fear. You shouldn't have told her, he said quietly, but the tremor in his voice betrayed the turmoil within. The brothers' silent conflict added a new layer to the already thick tension. Marcus's need to protect Elena clashed with Gabriel's drive to uncover the truth, and Elena found herself caught in the middle of a battle far bigger than her heart alone. Isabel, too, emerged from the shadows, her eyes flashing with a mixture of fury and desperation. You don't understand what you're playing with, she warned, stepping forward. The secrets buried here are dangerous. Not just for us, but for anyone who tries to dig them up. Her words were both a threat and a plea, a reminder that the family's legacy was guarded fiercely, and the price for crossing that line could be deadly. Amidst this storm of revelations and warnings, Elena's feelings for Marcus intensified. The fragile thread of their romance now felt stretched to its limit, strained by the weight of destiny and deceit. Their stolen moments were filled with urgency and hesitation. Every touch a question, every look a silent promise and warning. Could their love survive the growing darkness? Or was it destined to be another casualty of the Damnation curse? As the night deepened, a new mystery emerged. An ancient locket found among the letters Elena had discovered earlier. Inside was a faded portrait of a woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to Elena, holding a baby whose face was hidden in shadow. The locket pulsed with significance, hinting at a secret child, a forbidden love, and a betrayal that had echoed through generations. This discovery shattered Elena's sense of reality, forcing her to confront the possibility that the family's sins were far from over, and that she was at the center of them. The mansion's walls seemed to close in around her as the past and present collided. Whispers echoed through the halls, shadows flickered in the candlelight, and the air was thick with anticipation. Elena's heart raced, not just from fear but from the desperate hope that love might still be the key to breaking the cycle of darkness. So, what do you think this new twist means for Elena and Marcus? Could their love overcome the weight of such a haunting legacy? Or will the past prove too powerful to escape? What secrets do you believe lie behind that hidden child? And how might they change the fate of the Damnation family? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. The story is far from over, and the most intense moments are still ahead. Stay with us as the shadows deepen and the truth inches closer to the light. The tension in the mansion was unbearable as Elena stood facing Marcus, Gabriel, and Isabel in the flickering candlelight of the old library. The air was thick with revelations, regrets, and unspoken fears. Elena clutched the ancient locket tightly, its cold weight grounding her as everything she'd uncovered converged into one impossible truth. Marcus stepped forward, his voice low but steady. "Elena, the reason I kept these secrets isn't to hurt you. It was to protect you." His eyes bore into hers, full of pain and love intertwined. "Our family has been cursed for generations, tied to a bloodline that was broken by betrayal and forbidden love. You," he hesitated, swallowing the words, "you are the last hope to end this cycle." Elena's heart pounded. She wanted to ask questions, to demand answers, but Gabriel interrupted, his tone urgent. "The locket you found belonged to your great-grandmother, a woman who defied the curse by hiding a child away, your ancestor. That child's bloodline carries the power to break the family's damnation, but it also carries danger, because the curse seeks to destroy any hope of redemption." Isabel's voice, sharp and desperate, cut through the moment. "We've all lived in fear that this legacy will consume us. But hiding the truth only made it stronger." She looked at Elena with a strange mixture of respect and sorrow. "You have to decide what kind of future you want. One chained to the past or one that finally breaks free." The room seemed to hold its breath. Elena's mind raced. Could love, her love for Marcus, really be the key to undoing generations of darkness? The thought was both beautiful and terrifying. She looked at Marcus, whose expression was raw and vulnerable, and in that moment, the fragile barriers between them began to crumble. They had come to this moment through shadows and secrets, but now, standing together, there was a glimmer of hope. Elena extended the locket to Marcus, her hand trembling. "We have to face this together," she said softly. Suddenly, the mansion trembled as a distant thunderstorm broke outside, lightning casting eerie shadows across the walls. The past was no longer just a story. It was alive and demanding reckoning. The four of them, Elena, Marcus, Gabriel, and Isabel, worked through the night, piecing together the family's hidden history, tracing the roots of the curse, and unlocking the secrets locked away in the letters and journals. They uncovered the truth about the pact made generations ago, a desperate bargain forged in pain and fear that had bound their family to an endless cycle of tragedy. With each revelation, Elena's resolve grew stronger. The love she shared with Marcus was no longer just a bond between two people. It was a force that could break curses and heal wounds that time had deepened. As dawn approached, they prepared for a ritual written in the oldest of texts, a ceremony meant to cleanse the bloodline and end the damnation once and for all. Elena felt a mixture of fear and hope swirling inside her. This was the moment she had been waiting for, the moment that would decide everything. But just as they began, the unexpected happened. The mansion's doors burst open, and a figure emerged from the shadows. A woman with striking eyes and a presence that commanded attention. She was none other than the woman from the old photograph, Elena's supposed ancestor, alive or somehow returned from the past. Her voice was calm but fierce. "You've been deceived," she said, her gaze fixed on Elena. "The curse isn't what you think. It's not punishment. It's protection." Shock rippled through the room. The woman revealed that the family's so-called curse was actually a shield, designed to guard a powerful secret that could change the course of history. The true danger wasn't the damnation bloodline, but those who sought to control it for their own gain. Elena's world turned upside down. The romantic suspense that had defined her relationship with Marcus now took on new meaning. Their love was not just a story of passion and secrets, but a key to unlocking something far greater and more dangerous than they had ever imagined. The final twist left them questioning everything. What was real, what was myth, and how far would they go to protect the love and legacy they had fought so hard to understand? As the first light of morning spilled into the library, Elena knew this was only the beginning of a new chapter, one where love, mystery, and destiny were forever intertwined. What do you think will happen next? Who is this mysterious woman, And what does she truly want? Share your theories and feelings in the comments below. The story of the Damnation family may have reached a climax, but the echoes of its secrets will linger, and the question remains. Can love truly conquer all, even in the face of ancient shadows? The woman from the past, whose presence had shaken the very foundation of the Damnation family's story, softened as she looked at Elena and Marcus. Her voice, now gentle, carried the weight of generations. The protection the curse offered was meant to guard the family from outside forces who sought to exploit the power held in our bloodline. It was love, loyalty, and sacrifice that kept the family safe through centuries of turmoil. Slowly, the tension that had gripped the mansion began to ease. The secrets no longer felt like chains but lessons, reminders that love and trust were the true keys to overcoming darkness. Elena and Marcus stood together, feeling a new strength in their bond, forged through trials and truths that no longer divided but united them. Isabel's hardened gaze softened as well. She stepped forward, extending a hand to Elena, a silent gesture of acceptance and hope for a renewed family. Gabriel, too, found peace in the understanding that the past was not an enemy but a guide to a brighter future. The mansion seemed to breathe with new life. The shadows that once whispered fear now sang of healing and renewal. Elena and Marcus promised to honor their ancestors not by hiding from their history, but by embracing it, using the lessons to build a future defined by love, honesty, and courage. As the sun rose, the heavy veil of mystery lifted, replaced by a quiet sense of hope. The Damnation family's legacy was no longer one of damnation but of redemption. A reminder that even the darkest past can lead to light when love is the guiding force. Reflecting on the journey, Elena realized that the true curse had been fear itself. The fear to love openly, to trust deeply, and to face the unknown. Their story was a testament to the power of connection and the strength found in vulnerability. So, what do you think about the ending of the Damnation family's story? Did you find it satisfying? Or would you want to explore more of their world in a sequel? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your ideas and feelings keep stories like this alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next mysterious and romantic adventure. Dive into a gripping romance wrapped in mystery and legacy with the macabre history of the Damnation family. A sinister tale. Follow Elena as she uncovers dark family secrets, forbidden love, and a curse that challenges the very nature of trust and loyalty. This story blends suspense with deep emotional connections, exploring themes of love, betrayal, and redemption against a backdrop of a luxurious yet haunted estate. Perfect for fans of romance entwined with mystery and the allure of the supernatural. B7.